I think if it was more like Poplio and it had like front limbs, and if they were more like fins, I would still hate the fin on the head and it would still be a no. Hey there, welcome to Go or No,
a show where two queers, that's us, talk about our favorite Pokemon designs and give them either a positive go or a negative no if we love or hate them.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Nick.
And together we're just two lifelong Pokemon fans, not professionals, who are very opinionated.
We're really just here to talk out of our butts for as many minutes as you're willing to listen.
So on today's episode, we are going to be looking at starter Pokemon in their base levels for the first 4 generations.
Starter Pokemon is the first Pokemon that you're given when you go out into your new region. To me, the first thing that the professor gives you as soon as you go out into the world should be small. In my mind, usually has big eyes, but also looks like it could take a hit.
Okay, that's, sure.
Okay, Jamie, and what is your criteria?
I want it to look like an animal, a pet, a friend for a child.
Let's get started.
Yip yip, cut that.
Now I won't.
First up, Bulbasaur, the seed Pokemon.
Number 1 in the decks, number 1 in our hearts. I really like Bulbasaur, and I also like that I don't really know what it is. It is a frog, but something about the bulb on its back and something about its other features make it look kind of lizardy. I'm also just like an absolute slut for a design that has something in a base form. I love caterpillar, cocoon, butterfly situation, and Bulbasaur starting with that bulb very much is there's more to uncover.
I look at it and I see a frog. I like the bulb. I'm a fan of the bulb. It's just, it is very adorable. It is a go for me.
It is also a go for me. Next up, we have Charmander, the lizard Pokemon.
So when we judge these designs, I'm going to be judging them based on the Pokemon that I know and love now. I look at Charmander, and it's just literally an orange lizard with a tail on fire. The more that I look at it, the more that I'm Marie Kondo would have me get rid of it. I would thank it, I would give it a big hug, and then I would put it in the trash bag to be sent to a Goodwill.
Here's the thing. It's hard because, they're all objectively pretty good designs.
I respect your opinions, and our diversity, as always, is our strength.
That being said, I don't hate Charmander, but I don't love it. It might be a no from me. Might be a little bit controversial.
It's gonna be a no from me. Squirtle, the tiny turtle Pokemon.
I love Squirtle. I always picked water type starters pretty much every game. Squirtle also to me has my ideals of a starter in that I feel like it's small, I feel like it's my friend, but then I think of Squirtle Squad Squirtle with its little glasses, and I'm also it will punch someone.
It would like to fight.
And then it takes it off and has those big, bubbly, beautiful anime eyes. And I think it's perfect. And I think I like about it similarly to what I like about Bulbasaur, in that it is an animal that does not already exist. I know it's a turtle. It's not a turtle, but it also has a squirrel tail.
It kind of loses me with the tail. War Turtle, the tail becomes feathery. And you're okay, okay, so I don't get it, but you get it, and we're going somewhere. And then Blastoise just has a normal tail.
Not even a normal tail. Blastoise has a nub.
It feels very much hey, before you submitted the data for this new game that we're doing, you got rid of the tails on the turtles.
And then he goes, oh no, I made the second one bigger.
He's I went really camp because I thought we were doing that. No, but we weren't. You know what? It's a no for me. Fix your tail.
It's a go
Fix your
for
tail.
me, and it's because of the tail. It's a go. It's a go for me. We're gonna move on to Generation 2, the Johto starters. Chikorita, the leaf Pokemon.
She is androgynous, femme-leaning. You could put a gun to my head, and I could not tell you what this animal is. It might be a gerbil, but it also might be a penis. I, in theory, like the necklace, but then when it uses Vine Whip, that becomes the vine, which is an enormous no from me. It has one toe on each foot, which is weirder the longer I look at it.
Chikorita looks kind of like if you were a child playing with clay and you wanted to make a little dinosaur. And then you start making the neck, and then you don't have enough clay to finish the neck. So you just sort of take what's left and make a head that's just long. on top of its little body. And that I do not fault Chikorita for. I love its little Ariana Grande leaf ponytail. Whenever I see it now, I think of the meme of Chikorita where it's like just chilling, titties out, vibing, and it has its weird little toe beans. Look, I can understand why the idea of a vine being able to retract and enter from within a creature's neck would be as disgusting as like a pimple popper video. Most grass starters can use Vine Whip and like have no excuse for it. Bulbasaur, great, the vines are in its bulb. Awesome. Some starters come on out and literally like have it come out of their fucking armpits with just like no rhyme or reason. And I think Chikorita at least like implies that there's something going on in there.
It's a no for me.
Chikorita is a go for me.
Cyndaquil, the fire mouse Pokemon, which is really funny to call what is clearly a hedgehog a fire mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would just think of 3 other animals before I would call it a mouse.
Like a shrew?
A chinchilla?
Sure, yeah, okay. A gerbil?
Before mouse, if we're going on the list.
Before mouse.
So here's the thing with Cyndaquil. I'm addicted to it when it has fire on its back. I think it's an amazing part of its design. And then when it's not, I think it's an ugly little rat with a nose that's just too long. I don't like it. I don't like it. I never picked it as a kid. Like, if the fire was a permanent part of its design, I would be having such a good time. And where it becomes abundantly clear is when they, like, switched over from 2D sprites to 3D sprites. Famously, the Cyndaquil line got, like, majorly screwed over. When you just send out anything in the Cyndaquil line neutrally, it is naked as the day it was born.
I look at Cyndaquil, I very clearly see a hedgehog. When it's not on fire, then it looks like a shrew. So I'm still getting, or a gerbil. Like, I'm still getting, like, that's an animal, and it's something I found at Petco and bought on impulse because I'm depressed. I love that its eyes are always closed in this shape. And when it doesn't have the fire, I kind of like that it has these little red fire glands. I don't know, but I think it's very cute. I love a pear shape. It's just like a little hedgehog, and I love hedgehogs. It's a go from me.
It is a soft no from me.
Our diversity is our strength.
The diversity is our strength.
Our diversity is our strength.
Totodile, the big jaw Pokemon.
Okay, so this is my son. I think Totodile is astounding. Again, color palette is phenomenal. Even when it's sitting, this is a very active design. It's got a big smile, and it just is so precious. I think that they played every part of it exactly as much as I wanted it. Like, it's got some back ridges. They just went one on the tail, kiss of the chef. It's got the lats. It's got the detailing on the lats, question mark. Don't come for me if that's not the right muscle. And God, the feet, it's got little toes, but they didn't give it little toenails. They knew where to draw the line.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have joint custody because Totodile is also my son. Totodile was my first starter I ever played. I had a female Totodile, which is also a really rare spawn because they always lean male heavy, which is
misogynistic.
Its head is too big, and I love that about it.
Okay, I was about to have to physically fight you.
No. I love that it is 2 body parts. It is a head and it is a little body. And it's the perfect mix of, it's my friend, it's so happy to see me. It also will physically bite anybody that it would try to hurt me. I would give it a go. I would give it perhaps one of my stronger goes.
Very strong go. Moving on to Gen 3, Trico, the wood gecko Pokemon.
As opposed to the regular gecko Pokemon.
I know! Some of these names I was like, maybe this makes so much more sense in Japanese, but in English it's...
I really like Trico. I have a very soft spot in my heart for the Hoenn starters. I don't like its tail. Don't know if it's 2 tails or 1 tail with a cleave in the middle of it. I do like how cool it seems. I like its personality, I just don't like its tail. Jamie, thoughts?
I like the Boopity Snoop. I love that it's got 3 fingers and 3 toes, and that they didn't give it any toenails or fingernails, because I famously don't like toenails. The tail is a huge issue for me. But, you know what they did do better than Squirtle? Is on this tail, they said, okay, invest. Because when we get to Sceptile, or Skeptile, or Skeptile,
when you win RuPaul's Drag Race, you get a crown and a scepter.
You get a crown and a scepter. So when you get to Sceptile, they're like, okay, look at what the tail became. It's something fun. And then they did Mega Sceptile, and they were like, she bring it to you every ball. Not just that ball, but every ball. The tail becomes like, it culminates in like a pine tree, which is so campy. But this tail is a problem, because it just looks like testicles. And also, it's like a gecko, and it's like the baby form. It's a wood gecko. So why doesn't it just have like a wood gecko-like tail? I'm realizing now that I have a huge thing about Pokemon tails.
You can work that out with your therapist at any point. I don't think I have the heart to give it a no. Like I forgive a lot of my friends for their egregious flaws, I can forgive Trico for the double tail. It's a go for me.
It's a no for me.
Torchic, the chick Pokemon.
I love that it just doesn't have arms. They're like not even wings. It's like feather. Like that doesn't look like an appendage to me, you know? I love that they didn't give it toenails. They were like, oh, it's a talon, but guess what? We see those little weird toenails on Charmander and we're not going there. I love that the head is approximately 17 times the size of the body.
Something about it like looks like I could make it out of cake ingredients. Like, I feel like I could, like, make a little stack of it. I think the little fascinator, the little angina moment that it has on top of its bald little head, I think it's beautiful. I think it is the first starter Pokemon, aside from, like, Squirtle's tail, that looks, like, exceptionally soft.
I love that when they were making it, they were like, teardrop, but sideways, and then just, like, a ball send. Email sent at, like, 4:07 a.m. It is a firm go from me.
It is a strong go from me.
I will forgive it for eventually becoming Blaziken.
Oh, we'll get to Blaziken. Our diversity is our strength, and we will get to our views on Blaziken at a later time.
Okay, here we're about to get really diverse. Mudkip, the Mudfish Pokemon.
Spoiler alert, this is my favorite starter Pokemon. It has what I want out of the design that is like, I know it's an animal, but I don't quite know what, and that's just because I don't know what like a Mudfish or an axolotl or whatever it is called is. Orange is my favorite color. As a kid and as an adult, my favorite color has now become blue. So Mudkip has everything I want and more. Jamie, thoughts?
It just could have used another pair of eyes. My pair, probably. Because I am a Capricorn, and so I want like law and order with my Pokemon designs. I would have definitely gotten rid of the arms and legs. Either be something amphibious or like be like a aquatic mammal, but like I look at this and it is a fish with legs. It's not an animal to me, which is fine. I'm not trying to character assassinate. Also, it is weird to me that the tail has this big fin and then there's a similar fin on the top of the head. So like what? Does it swim by like the tail and the head fin and it goes like back first through the water? Whooper has what Mudkip wants. It's a no from me.
The biggest bummer is that our intern, me, is going to entirely remove the Mudkip slander from this video.
It's like a voiceover. It's like a robot voiceover.
I love Mudkip. It's the best.
You're gonna do to my little comments what they do on conservative news networks to like any left-leaning person, no matter how centrist they are. They literally just clip it up to be like, I'm Timmy Turner and I
stole from my mom's purse. It's so
anyway,
good.
it is a no for me. I love you, but it's a no. I think if it was more like Poplio and it had like front limbs, and if they were more like fins, I would still hate the fin on the head and it would still be a no.
All right, fine, Jamie. Let's move on to Generation 4. Tur Twig, the tiny leaf Pokemon.
Not to be confused with Chikorita, the leaf Pokemon. Here's the thing. Its head is huge, and it's got a big jaw, and I love that. And I love that it's got this big masseter muscle on the sides. But nothing grinds my gears more than looking at a Pokemon and being like, oh, it's not its type enough. It's whatever its type is, stick that on the head. It looks like they made this design and then somebody went, can you give it a little twig with some leaves on the head? Can you just do that? And I'm gonna tie it back to payoff, because then the payoff with Torterra is that the tree grows from the back, not the head. It's just, they like womp womp their own design and like not in a cute way.
I don't like Tur Twig. If it was centered around, it has one tiny little like tree of life twig on its back, like End of Wall-E vibes, I would be very into that. But nar. If its little nose situation just like fully kind of like sloped down and it was a round head on top of like a strong jaw, that would be cute, but it just isn't quite that.
What you don't like, I kind of like. It's just... Also, for what it's worth, starter Pokemon, at this point, there were 12 in existence, and you had to give us another turtle. You did 4 generations with 3 starters each, and you were like, fuck, we're out of animals.
Miss, for $1. Name one non-turtle animal.
Turtle. Oh! Like, it's a no for me.
And it's a no from me.
Chimchar, the Chipmunk's trying to look. Chimchar. I'm like, there's like a bead of sweat running down my. Chimchar. I can't even. I've said Chimchar too many times. It no longer sounds like a word. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Stop. Chimchar, the chimp Pokemon.
You know that Parks and Rec episode where they're talking about chard?
Chard. I love
Chimchar.
When the girl takes the shot and goes, so
Chard
bitter.
is so bitter.
That's one of my favorite jokes in all of Parks and Rec, and every time I see it, I lose my mind. And she goes, so bitter. Oh man.
Okay, well,
Man.
I love this Pokemon. It's one of my top 3. One of my favorite fire starters. I think it's a precious little monkey. The fire tail is like not my favorite aspect of the design just because it's like unclear where it's coming from aside from the general ass area. This is very much a thing of like, it doesn't read as fire type enough. What if we lit its ass on fire? So not obsessed with that. However, I just identify with Chimchar. Like I view my own like trajectory in life as like Chimchar to Monferno to Infernape. Like that's like what I'm hoping for. It's fully because we have the same hair color. It's fully because we match.
So it is clearly a monkey, which I love because a lot of my issues with monkey Pokemon is I look at them and I'm like, so you're kind of a person. But Chimchar, which doesn't sound like a word anymore because I've now said it 700 times, it has so much going for it. Chimchar and I have the same haircut. I love this red eyeshadow situation, which becomes Monferno's mask. I love its boopity snoop. I love its bangs. I do wish it didn't have 5 fingers, especially because it only has 3 toes. I wish it had 3 fingers, 3 toes, or even 4 fingers, 3 toes, or 4 fingers, 4 toes. I'm just not addicted to that. I would fix the back. It's got bangs and a flurf. And then the back is like Brooklyn gay boy. I wouldn't give it a tail. I would just be like, just a little chimp.
It's just a butt.
It is a go from me.
It is an enthusiastic go for me. And lastly, we have Piplup, the penguin Pokemon.
It's a little busy. I love that it's a huge instigator in the anime. I love that it's got the beakity sneak and the F*ET. I don't like the. I don't love the Nipnops, the white Nipnops. I love that it's got this like little Blue Riding Hood situation where it's like kind of a hood and kind of a cape and kind of a tail and kind of a front. I like that it's kind of just a penguin Gabumon ripoff. That gives the queers everything they want to see. But like, don't give it the tail. Why do we have these Nipnops? Why does it have the tail on the cape? So weird. Could it come off?
I agree. I think it's too busy. It doesn't look like a tail. It doesn't really look like anything. And I don't like its little Mickey Mouse buttons. It like looks like an overalls situation is implied.
Nipnops.
I will also always begrudge Piplup because I love ice types. I think they're my favorite. And when I saw as a kid that they were making a penguin starter Pokemon, I thought its secondary type later on would be ice. So when it became like a steel type, like fork penguin, I was like betrayed and hurt and disappointed. I really think Piplup had a lot going for it. I really think they blew it.
It's a no from me.
It is also a very enthusiastic no for me.
Now it's time for the GOST and the gayest.
The GOST Pokemon today, which for this episode will be the Pokemon we most fervently agree is a go, which is Totodile. You're a champion.
And the gayest Pokemon today is Chikorita, endorsed by Bowen Yang.
The same energy as your niece who comes out to you at Thanksgiving.
Plant gay.
Gay plant.
Pouty.
One of those butt plugs for furries with a tail on it, but make it leaf.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
Today, Jamie and I are donating to Black Transgender Affirmation Surgeries on GoFundMe. It's a really great way to help out the most marginalized members of our community who need it the most, especially right now. I'm going to provide a link that you'll either be able to see here or click down in the description of the video, and that'll take you to a few options of some gender affirmation surgeries that I've donated to, but an easy thing you can also do is just search Black Transgender Affirmation Surgery or something of the like on GoFundMe and find some for yourself. We would love to encourage you to do so if you're able.
And if you can't be an activist with your wallet, then you can be an activist with your viewership. We recommend you watch Disclosure, available on Netflix, which is a documentary basically about how the public perception of what it means to be trans has been shaped by large and small screen representation, largely written and controlled by people who are not trans.
And with that, thanks for watching. Go
Or no.